Okay, this story just took a wild turn. After weeks of online chaos, viral speculation, and the now infamous Erika Kirk hug, JD Vance has finally broken his silence. And he's doing it at the exact moment his wife Usha reportedly files for divorce. Yeah, that's right. The political golden couple at the center of one of the year's most controversial viral scandals might actually be done for good. What started as whispers about JD getting too close to Erika Kirk, the widow of Charlie Kirk, has now exploded into a full-blown media storm. From lip readers dissecting footage to political insiders leaking texts, this whole thing feels like a reality show that got way too real. But here's the twist. JD Vance is speaking out, and what he said shocked a lot of people. Some are calling it a desperate attempt at damage control. Others think it's his way of protecting his family. And some are saying it might be too little, too late. Today, we're diving into everything. JD's statement, Usha's alleged decision to file for divorce, Erika's response, and what's really going on behind the scenes. Trust me, you're gonna want to stick around till the end of this one, because it gets darker than anyone expected. Let's rewind a bit to how all this chaos started. It was supposed to be a normal Turning Point USA event. Erika Kirk was hosting, JD Vance was the keynote speaker, and the conservative media world was tuned in. But one clip changed everything. Erika, still in her widow phase after Charlie Kirk's tragic death, embraced JD in what many called an overly intimate moment. Now look, if you've seen the clip, you know exactly why it went viral. The hug lingered. The look she gave him, it wasn't just a polite thank you. Social media instantly caught fire. People were like, hold up, that's not a normal stage hug. And within hours, JD Vance Erika Kirk was trending across X, TikTok, and YouTube. But it didn't stop there. Erika's words that night raised even more eyebrows. She said she saw similarities between JD and her late husband, Charlie. That one line changed the entire tone of the event, from tribute to tension. And right after that, the internet did what it does best. It started digging. At first, JD's wife, Usha Vance, stayed silent. No interviews, no social media posts, nothing. But according to several reports and what friends close to her have said, she was furious. Behind the scenes, sources claim Usha felt blindsided. She didn't expect JD to be caught up in a media firestorm like this, especially with someone like Erika, whose every move has already been under scrutiny since Charlie's death. Then came the interviews. Erika was doing podcast appearances, speaking about new beginnings, healing, and finding strength through connection. To most people, that sounds normal, but to Usha, who's watching her husband trend with this same woman, it was the last straw. Multiple insiders have said that Usha confronted JD privately, demanding the truth about his relationship with Erika. JD reportedly denied anything romantic, but admitted that things looked bad. And for Usha, that was enough to push her over the edge. By the time the divorce rumors hit, people online started asking, was this a genuine family fallout or just political PR gone wrong? So now we get to JD's big moment, the so-called statement that everyone's been waiting for. JD Vance didn't go live or drop a press release. Instead, he gave a carefully worded response during a conservative radio interview earlier this week. And while he never mentioned Erika by name, the meaning was pretty obvious. He seemed to have said, public life can distort reality. Moments get taken out of context, and it's painful when that affects the people you love. My focus right now is my family, not the noise. That's it. That's the line. Now, some people praised him for keeping it classy, but others, they said it sounded robotic, like something straight from a PR team. One user on X wrote, "Bro, your wife's filing for divorce and all you can say is moments get taken out of context? Be for real." It's safe to say the internet wasn't buying it. Here's where it gets weirder. Erika Kirk, who's usually all over social media, suddenly went quiet. No posts, no statements, nothing. People close to her told reporters she feels misunderstood and targeted, especially since every move she makes is being analyzed since Charlie's death. In her last public statement, she literally said, "Cameras are analyzing my every move. I can't even grieve in peace." And now, after JD's apology and Usha's rumored divorce filing, Erika's gone completely silent, which only adds fuel to the fire. Some fans think she's laying low to let things cool off. Others believe her PR team told her to disappear until JD's camp figures out how to handle the mess. Either way, silence in a scandal this loud is never neutral. It's strategic. So, let's talk about the divorce itself. Reports claim that Usha Vance has filed paperwork in Ohio, though no official statement has been released from her or JD. Legal experts say it could be a quiet filing, which happens when public figures want to keep details sealed to protect their families. But the timing is what's raising eyebrows. Just days after JD's interview, the one where he brushed off the controversy, multiple outlets started running headlines that his marriage was on the brink. And get this, one insider told a political gossip site that Usha had already been considering separation weeks before JD's apology, meaning this wasn't just about Erika. It was about a long buildup of frustration, and this scandal was the tipping point. When the news broke, social media exploded. Half the internet was roasting JD, calling him the new political scandal magnet, while the other half was defending him, saying the media blew everything out of proportion. But the most viral reactions were from people sympathizing with Usha. One tweet that got over 3 million views read, "Usha Vance deserves better than this circus. You can tell she's been holding it together for years." TikTok creators started making edits, dramatic slow-mo clips of Usha at campaign events with sad music overlaid. It became a whole movement. JD's team probably didn't expect this level of emotional backlash, because the internet didn't just turn this into a scandal, it turned it into a soap opera. You can't forget, JD Vance isn't just a husband here. He's a sitting senator and a possible 2028 presidential candidate. And in politics, optics are everything. His team is reportedly panicking behind the scenes, trying to reframe the story as a private family matter instead of a full-blown scandal. But when you've got Erika Kirk, a high-profile widow involved, there's no way to spin it cleanly. Conservative outlets have been divided too. Some are calling the whole thing a distraction, while others are straight up questioning JD's judgment. One headline from a right-wing blog literally said, "Is JD Vance losing his moral compass?" For a guy whose brand is built on faith and family values, that's a brutal headline. Let's be real, Erika Kirk has been the center of internet obsession for months. After Charlie's shocking death, people were already questioning how quickly she returned to the spotlight. Then came the emotional tributes, the stadium memorial, and that infamous speech where she forgave her husband's killer. Some people called it strength, others called it performative. And now, with JD Vance in the picture, Erika's entire narrative has shifted. Suddenly, she's being painted as this ambitious, mysterious figure, someone who might be blending grief with political opportunity. Fair or not, that's the story the internet has decided to tell. One viral comment summed it up perfectly. It's like she's auditioning to be First Lady already. Here's what we know. JD and Erika met years ago through conservative media circles. They shared panels, mutual friends, and charity events long before this scandal ever happened. After Charlie's death, JD reportedly reached out to offer condolences. That's normal, but insiders say their communication increased significantly in the months that followed, especially around Turning Point's leadership restructuring, which Erika now reportedly plays a role in. That closeness, combined with the public chemistry at the Oxford event, is what made people suspicious. No one's claiming hard proof of an affair, but the optics are undeniably bad. It's one of those, even if nothing happened, it looks like something did, situations. So where does Usha go from here? Sources close to her say she's been focusing on her kids and staying out of the media storm as much as possible. One insider told The Hill, Usha is incredibly private, but she's also fiercely protective of her family. She's not the type to make threats she won't follow through on. There's also speculation that she's already moved out of their Washington, D.C. home and back to Ohio to be near family. What's interesting is that Usha hasn't publicly commented yet, but her silence is loud. Every day she doesn't speak, people assume the situation's worse than it looks. One of the biggest red flags right now is how JD's political allies are reacting. Or not reacting. Normally in situations like this, you'd see a few big names come out defending him, saying, he's a good man, this is being blown out of proportion, that sort of thing. But crickets. Even Trump-aligned commentators have been quiet. That's not a good sign. One Republican strategist anonymously told Politico, it's not about the marriage, it's about discipline. If JD can't manage his image, donors start worrying. In politics, image is currency, and right now, JD's image is tanking faster than his team can contain it. While JD's dealing with political fallout, Erika seems to be preparing for her next move. Word is, she's in talks for an exclusive TV sit-down to set the record straight. And if that's true, it's going to reignite this entire scandal overnight. Her team reportedly wants to frame her as a misunderstood widow being unfairly attacked by online trolls. That could work. She's been through genuine tragedy, and public sympathy can swing quickly. But if she mentions JD's name again, even vaguely, it's over. This story will dominate news cycles for weeks. So here's the thing. This story isn't just about JD Vance or Erika Kirk. It's about the intersection of power, image, and personal life in the political spotlight. In 2025, public figures aren't just politicians. They're characters in the world's most watched show, the internet. And whether JD meant to or not, he's become the main character in a narrative that's part scandal, part tragedy, and part soap opera. Every frame, every statement, every reaction. People are dissecting it. And at the center of it all is one simple truth. Sometimes perception becomes reality. At the end of the day, we don't know what's happening behind closed doors. Maybe JD and Usha are done for good. Maybe they're working it out privately. But one thing's undeniable. The Erika Kirk scandal has changed how people see JD forever. His image as the grounded, family-first conservative is taking major hits. And unless something big changes soon, this could follow him all the way into 2028. What do you think? Was JD's apology genuine, or was it just damage control? And do you think Usha's actually moving forward with the divorce, or is this all being exaggerated online? Let me know what you think in the comments. Anyway, this concludes today's video. Be sure to subscribe to LoafTube for future celebrity videos, and turn on that post notification bell so you don't miss out on any future uploads. Until then, see you in the next one.